Okay, good morning, Mindset Masterclass. I hope you're all good. As good as can be in the circumstances. I'm just going to see what the best way to do this is. Hi, guys. Let's just pop out a little invitation. To be honest, I don't know who's going to be about. See if anyone comes on. Okay, so I'm going to get started because otherwise people are going to be catching on replay, but feel free to press hashtag replay if you do catch it at some point. Hey, Stephanie. So, okay, day 4, final day, final thoughts on mindset, positivity. I've literally caught up with Laura's live yesterday because I wasn't able to watch it live, and wow, it literally just rocked my world. Listening to her talking about performance, listening to her talk about professional development and developing yourself and developing your brain just was so exciting. So obviously we're going into some uncertain times at the minute, and today I think it's quite apt what I wanted to talk to you about. I wanted to come on and talk to you about goal setting and how goal setting basically can really change your mindset. It can really, dig deep and change your mindset in this type of business. So I'll give it just another minute. Hey, Keda. Hey, Abby. I have literally just got back from the dentist. I've got an infection in my tooth, which is fun. So I've got some antibiotics. I'm feeling a little bit rubbish, I've got to be honest. So today's title is all about goal setting, how goal setting can affect your mindset, how goal setting can affect your thoughts and feelings, and how goal setting can really change your business and can really, improve everything that's going on around you. So I'm a massive believer in goal setting. I goal set without even realising that I'm doing it. So I don't think I've got it up here with me. I haven't got my diary with me. It's downstairs on the table because obviously I've been doing all my work down there while the kids have been home. So I goal set monthly. My goal setting, I sort of work in all different ways, and I'm just going to show you this book really briefly. This book is absolutely fantastic for goal setting. Now, I'm not all the way through it yet, but I'm a good chunk into it. And during lockdown, I'm going to be reading a little bit more of this. So this book is all about goal setting. And there's like the beginning bit is all about why we need to goal set and what impact that can have on our mental health. So, and this is the same in your personal life, and this is the same in your sense of business. And you can literally apply it to both. So what do we mean by goal setting? We mean by actually setting small, chunky, little goals, little chunkable goals that we can literally work on bit by bit. We can, set our little targets, decide where we want to put ourselves within that goal setting market. Where do we want to be? So how my business works, on a month-by-month basis, I set myself targets on the first of the month, every single month. I set myself targets based on PRV, based on party bookings, and based on how many people I want to join my team. They are 3 goals that I set myself as a business. Now, in terms of my everyday life, I set myself goals that are things like make the beds every day, tidy my bedroom, tidy my kitchen. I know that sounds really silly, but they are my goals that I set daily. And then it might be that I set myself things like save, £500 a month, for example. That is also goal setting, because I have like a goal of what I want to achieve, and then I sort of think to myself, right, how am I going to get there? So that's what goal setting is. Basically, goal setting is finding yourself what you want to achieve, and then you work backwards to work out how you're going to get there. And you've got to know exactly what you're out to achieve in the first place, because otherwise, realistically, in this type of business, you become like you're meandering through. There's no focus. You're literally trying to do everything, and actually there's no little set focuses. So that's what goal setting is all about. It's about having those set focuses. What that does for your mindset is it puts you in a positive mindset. It puts you in a positive place. It allows you to say, do you know what? Okay, I now know what I need to do to get to achieve X, Y, and Z. So let's say, for example, your goal is to hit direct figures within a month. And you know that you've got to hit 10,000 GWV. Very simply, 10,000 PRV would be quite a lot, wouldn't it? It'd be quite a big ask. Very simply, that gives you an idea on, you can sit there and work out, right, okay, to do that, I know that I need to put through X PRV. That person on my team, ideally, they're going to need to put in this sort of PRV. Everybody ideally would, if they could all recruit one person, and then, so that's how it sort of works. It's about creating a plan. That is exactly what goal setting is. It's about creating a plan. What it does is it clarifies in your mind what you're trying to achieve, and it makes it easier to be able to actually have perspective on your tasks. And by perspective, it means that you can actually really home in and focus. Bear with me 1 minute. Artist screaming. 2 secs, guys. He's downstairs, darling. In the garden. Sorry, guys. I thought he's in the garden with Mike, and I thought he's out there. He's like, where's Harry? I'm like, are you really? I thought he was screaming because he needed to go to the toilet. So apologies. So goal setting is something that can really focus your mindset, and it can give you that I can mindset, because straight away when you know what your goals are, you get that fire in your belly to actually achieve them. So with your businesses, goals, the reason we goal set, as I say, is having that little focuses that you need that are just going to help you drive your business forward. So you need to have a plan. You need to not just have a plan, like a long-term plan, but you need short-term plans. So there's 2 types of goals that you can look at setting. You've got long-term goals, you've got short-term goals. Your short-term are like 6-week goals. What are you going to achieve month on month? What are you going to do month on month? Where's your PRV coming from? Where's your recruits coming from? And especially now with the way the market's changed at this time in moment where we're looking at what's going on with coronavirus, it's starting to get you thinking. This is where you should be goal setting. You should be sitting down today and making a plan and being like, right, how am I still going to run my business? How am I going to make my business successful with what is going on in the market today? What can I do that is going to, make it successful? Rather than sitting there and worrying about, those concerns that we talked about the other day, those things that are in that circle that are like your concerns, you need to control what you can control. And that's exactly the same with goal setting. So it might well be that you're just going to set yourself a target to get active by the end of the month with what's going on. Okay, how am I going to do that? How am I going to get that 200 PRV? Where's it coming from? Am I running a special? Am I following up with my customers? And you literally write all those things down that need to be done to achieve that 200 PRV. And you need to write them down. Then once you've got them written down, you need to give yourself I always say to people, the next step, once you've got your list of what you need to do, it's about prioritizing. And this is probably the most important thing. And I think this is the thing that people struggle with. A lot of people say to me, I know what I need to do to get to director, but I just don't know where to start. And I always say to people, make a list and then put them in priority. What's the most important thing that you need to do to make sure that that goal happens? And a lot of the time, it's when you start to think of that, you can be like, oh, okay, hold on a minute. I'm making an action plan. It's about making an action plan, like going forward. So it might well be that you need to improve on some of your negatives. So, for example, you write down all of the things that are the things that you don't do well in this business. So for me, it might be that my follow-up system is a little bit rusty. So I would write that down. That's a goal for me, because I know if I improve my follow-up system, it's going to bring in more sales. If that brings in more sales, my GWV is going to be higher. So then I'm more likely to hit my goals. Does that make sense? Can you see where I'm going with that? So yes, it's all right to make goals. It's all well and good to have these goals. But then what you then need to do is work out how to actually make that plan. And this is the really important bit, the crux of it. Write down your strengths. Write down your weaknesses. Maintain your strengths. Carry on doing those things. Start working on the weaknesses. Start working on, if, for example, your organisation is your problem. I always say to people, stop trying to do everything. Just focus on 3 small things. Give yourself 3 little goals, 3 little things. It might be that you want to send happy mail to all your best customers. It might be that you want to send samples out, or get your samples all made up. And it might be that you need to follow up with 50 people. Okay? There's your 3 things. Everything else, forget about. Get those 3 things done. Then go back to your list, look at your priority list, and then start working on number 2. Start working on number 3. Work your way down that list. That's how I work, and that's how my mind works. It literally compartmentalizes all the different things that need to be done. And especially when I'm having a day where I feel really, really overwhelmed, I will always go away, make a list, and then put them into priority order. And by priority, for example, let's say I had samples, delivering orders, which I know is a sore subject at the minute, but delivering orders, posting on my Facebook group, and say I needed to, I don't know, change my wax, for example. Straight away in there, priority number 1 needs to be getting your orders out, because the quicker you get your orders out, the quicker someone writes a review on your page, the quicker hopefully you make a sale, the quicker they reorder. For me, that would be number 1 all day long. And it's about learning to prioritize things into, if you like, your income producing activities, right down to the things that are just things that make your business tick over on a day-to-day basis. So when you're goal setting, you need to be specific, okay? And this is where the smarter thing comes in, and you probably have heard this before. When you're goal setting, you need to find a goal that's specific. So, for example, when you've got your negatives, my negative is I need to work on my follow-up system. That's my specific goal. It specifically is going to improve my business, because if I'm working on that follow-up system all the time and I'm improving it, with a bit of luck, my sales are going to go up, because I'm going to build relationships with my customers. If my sales go up, I'm going to bring more people into my business. Literally, it's as simple as that. It's like a little knock-on effect. So you need to make your goal really, really specific. That's the first thing. So get your priority list. Write your list down. Put them into priority. Start with that number 1 thing. That's your first specific, if you like. You're then going to set yourself the goal to make it measurable. And this is really, really, really important. If somebody said to me, Lisa, you've got a year to improve your follow-up system, I probably wouldn't do it until December. Okay, if I had until December to do it, I would wait probably until November the 29th, because I am lastminute.com. I love to put pressure on myself. I don't know why, but I do. So therefore, what I'm saying is, you guys, exactly the same. You need to make it measurable. So you need to actually set a date of when you want to do that by. And it needs to be tangible. It needs to be something that you can say, right, I've given myself 2 weeks to use Maven every single day. I talked about building habits earlier on in the week. So it could be that you give yourself 21 days to form a habit of using AMI, for example, a follow-up system that's going to get into place. And you say, right, in 21 days, I'm going to reevaluate it. And you literally set that alarm on your phone, and you say, in 21 days, I'm going to look at that. Set the alarm on your phone every day to do your follow-ups on Amy. Okay, this is just an example. So once it's measurable, in 21 days, I can see whether what I've done and what I've put into place has actually worked. So straight away, we've been specific. I've said I'm going to be using Amy more to follow up with people. I'm measuring it by seeing over the next 21 days what the impact is on my business. I've got 21 days to action it and then see what the impact is. The next part is it needs to be achievable. And you might find when you're reading books, some people's A's and R's are slightly different words, but they're normally the same sort of thing. It needs to be achievable. So I'm just doing this mindset. They need to be something that is actually going to happen. If you set yourself a target of getting 6,000 PRV and you normally only get 500 PRV, more than likely that's going to be pretty unachievable. It's going to be something that isn't really going to be something that you can do. So you need to make sure it's something that is actually so achievable that it becomes an easy thing for you to achieve, because when you do, you feel better about it. Okay, so that's your achievable. Okay, R. Can I remember what R is? It needs to be... Oh, God, my brain's gone blank. I might have to come back to R. T is time phased. So you're giving yourself like an actual set amount of time to do it. R. What was R? Let's see if it's in the book. I know this because I teach PE. So this is like second nature to me. Give me 2 seconds. You see, you completely put me off. No, it's gone. Anyone got R? Anyone know what R is off the top of their head? It'll come to me in a minute and I'll go, oh yeah, it's this. Anyone? Realistic. Thank you, Lisa. It's got to be realistic. Exactly the same. I always think that A and R are very, very similar. Achievable and realistic. Again, you're not going to be putting something in that's like crazy to do. It needs to be something that you can physically do. So once you've got those goals, once you prioritise them, you put your little action in place, it's then about creating that action plan to really make it work. What then will happen is, when you've got these goals, it will give you a focused mindset, okay? It will give you a real focused mindset. And straight away, we go into an I can do attitude, because what you've got is you've got small little ideas, small little ways, a little list of all the things that you need to do to be able to get to that outcome. So if, for example, you struggle to get your 200 PRV, write down all the ways that you could get 200 PRV. There's so many ideas out there on the internet. You know, use YouTube, use books, use your team groups. And then what I want you to do is actually then write yourself, set little goals of how you're going to get there. Set little ideas, morning Zoe, of how you're going to get to that goal, what you want to get there to. What it will do, once you've got that little list to work through, your brain will say, right, I just need to tick each of these things off the list. And then hopefully the outcome is going to be that you're going to hit that 200 PRV. You're going to hit that goal of having a new joiner. And I always say this, right? I said to someone the other week, right, I'm going to get a new joiner today. And they went to me, really? And I was like, yeah, because I am a strong believer of whatever you put your focus on, whatever you put your time into, that's where you will get the impact in your business. And that's where you will get that impact. So, for example, when I decided I was going to get a new joiner, I spent my whole day making sure that all of my posts on my social media was set around why people would want to join my business. So that was just one thing that was on my list to do. My next thing that I made sure I did was then I had an order that I was literally putting in that was going to give me a host join kit. So I knew I could offer the host join kit for cheaper. Boom, another tick. So I advertised to all of my people on my WhatsApp, on my broadcast, on my Messenger, all of the people that I thought might join, all of the people on my dream team list. I said, I've got a join kit that's available for X. I think it was 25 quid at the time. So I sent that out to everybody. I then advertised, I haven't got one here, but one of my join packs, for example. And I made sure my join packs were up to date, and I advertised that, and I made a pretty picture of it, put it on my post, and I advertised that. I then, what else did I do? I made phone calls to some of my dream team. I think I went over to football and I had conversations with 2 mums that I thought would be really good at joining Sensi. So you can see where I'm going here. They were all things on my list. I sort of said to myself, I need to get a new joiner, and I'm going to do it. And I literally spent that time messaging as many people as I could. Now, that particular day, I actually had 5 people message me to say, Lise, I'm interested in joining Sensi. One person joined off the back of it, which was Tara, who's, I don't know if she's on here now. She joined off the back of it. But I had 4 other people that day who were interested in a £25 join kit. I think 2 of them have joined since then. Claire joined as well. And I'm just trying to think of who the other one was. But it happened. I got that joiner purely because I put my focus and my time into getting a joiner for a whole day. 24 hours, all my posts surrounded it, all of my conversations surrounded it, and I literally worked through my things to do list. And it happened. At the end of that day, I got a joiner, and I said to my husband, I told you I'd get a joiner. I did exactly that this month. So this month I sat down and I said, I put a day in my diary where I said, right, I'm going to have a host join kit on that day. I will get a joiner on that day. And I got a joiner on that day. So it literally comes down to where you put your mindset. Okay. Now, my mindset at the minute is going to be, my mindset is I'm going to try and encourage, or I want to encourage my customers to buy on my website. So that is my next focus. So for me, it's about really vamping up, advertising the fact that they can order on my website, messaging all my regular customers and saying, look, UPS is still delivering, the warehouse is still open, you can get all your orders, it's going to cost you £6 delivery. However, I'm going to offer you X, Y, Z in place of the £6. So it might be a free wax bar, for example, on their next order with me that I deliver. And they can let me know what wax bar they want. I'll use my host rewards to get that sent out to them. But straight away, I've got a list of things that I'm going to do that are going to allow people to know that my website is available for PWS orders. So it's literally about where you focus your time. You give yourself that focus, it will change your business. It will miraculously make your business into something else. It will become something sensational, but it is about focus. And I think when sometimes we sit down to our desk and we're like, right, I'm going to do some work, what then starts to happen is you get carried away scrolling on Facebook, then you see something else, then, oh, there's a magazine on my desk, I might just have a quick flick through that, then my phone rings, then I'm going to ring so-and-so, then I'm going to reply to a customer message. And before you know it, you've sat down for an hour, you've done absolutely nothing. There's been absolutely no focus in your business whatsoever. If you've got a list and you've got things that you want to work to, what then happens is your brain focuses on the list. So you have got to goal set, but it's sometimes, I'm not just talking about goal setting like, oh, I want to be a director by X, Y, Z. It's about getting into the nitty gritty of your business and actually chunking your goals into small realistic things. That's how I work my business month on month. That's how I'm successful month on month. You know, that's why my PRV is sitting at 1,800, 1,900 PRV right now, because I sat down. I knew I wanted to get my party in at the beginning of the month. I got that in. But then I worked on my orders. I've been working on follow-up systems. I've been getting samples out to new customers, and it is paying off because they're all starting to order. You know, I'm working on a referral scheme that I've put in place. That's now paid off this month. I've had 127 PWS order from a referral this month. So you can see it's about focus. It's about picking one thing at a time, focusing. Don't be overwhelmed, because I can tell you this now, and this is from experience. You cannot possibly do all of the things. You can be looking at Laura, looking at me, looking at Kelly, looking at Nick, looking at Tan, looking at Claire, all the different directors, looking at Zoe and all of the superstar consultants, and looking at them and saying, oh my God, they do all of these amazing things. I've been on their Facebook groups, I've been on their pages, they do this, they do that, they do this, they do that. As soon as you start comparing to what other people are doing, it overwhelms your brain. And it overwhelms that thought process. We've just spent all that time working on an action plan, all that time working on a list. And all of a sudden that list will go out the window because you start comparing yourself to what they're doing. When actually you just focus on that one thing, it will change your business. So that's what I want to leave you with. Now, I also just want to leave you with this. As we're going into a 12-week period of uncertainty and a period of where maybe some of you are going to be spending more time at home than you was because you're having to work from home, or because your kids are home, or however your lives are changing. But I'm going to place a video in the group which hopefully is going to really help in this time at the minute, and this is really, really apt. The video is about, and this is something, I can't say that I've done it today because look behind me, it's not made, but one of my habits at the moment that I've been trying to get into, and this was something I watched on my amazing OG Boss Babes, is that I get up every day and I'm going to make my bed. Okay? And it's a really, really small thing. It's a really, really small thing. One, because I like to get into an unmade bed. I like to get made into a made bed every single day. I do. I always make my kids' bed and I always make mine. It might be at different times of the day because I haven't even started doing my tidying up here yet. But my bed's not made yet. But if you can focus on making your bed every single morning, here's something you're going to think about. If you make your bed every day, that is something that you can say that you aspired to do. You set yourself that goal and you did it. And it doesn't matter how bad the rest of your day is, whether the rest of your day is, you know, struggling, trying to get the kids to do their work, or, you know, having to actually still go to work and be on the front line of all that's going on now. If you make your bed every single day, it doesn't matter how bad your day is, there will always be one small thing, making your bed, that you have done well. And that's what you've got to think. And that's what I want you to think about setting yourself as a target. Just one small thing that you can say, I did that, I made that, and I did it well. And it doesn't matter how bad your day gets or what goes on within your day, you can honestly say, I did that, and I still hit that target. So I'm going to put the video up and it will make more sense of what I'm trying to say and what I'm trying to get across, because my brain's a little bit confuzzled at the minute myself. But hopefully this is going to help you. Hopefully this is going to help focus your business. I hope you've enjoyed mine and Laura's 4-day mindset masterclass. I will get this video re-recorded and we will get them popped up onto YouTube at some point over this week, so you can refer back to them at any point you like. But anyway, I hope you all have a really good day and I'll speak to you all soon. Bye bye.